You take a quiet moment in your indecision to check out on a more minor mystery. Was there really something in the photo that made Boyer feel that you needed protection? You pull out the photo and examine it, its details long familiar to you. Nothing seems out of place, and though you search for details you may have missed over the years, no chupacabra or Jersey devil seems to be lurking in the background. It is, in all respects, a perfectly ordinary wedding photo. And of course you don't even have to look at the back. The inscription reads, "To the prettiest, loves, James." Putting away the photo, you make up your mind. It's important to talk to Van, and probably to talk to the manager again as well, if you can get them to listen to you. You head out the door at the end of the hall and onto the bright noon sunshine. It looks like this apartment complex has a pool, which is pretty neat. You're in luck. Van and Moretti are talking by the water. Once again, you are too far away to hear. There's probably no subtle way to eavesdrop here. You don't bother eavesdropping. You've done enough screwing around for one day. You need to ask the sergeant what's going on, and by golly, that's what you're going to do. Of course, after you've strode confidently forward and broken into their dialogue, you're not quite sure what to say that doesn't sound like you need to be hauled off in a special order white coat. Hi, Sergeant Vance? Oh, miss, didn't expect to see you so soon. How's your uncle? Well, actually, he wasn't there. I think someone in the town told me he lived in room 208, but it's all taped off. Miss, if someone told you your uncle was living in that room, I think they were pranking you. But if you give me his name, I can check in the database to see what's what. His name is James Sunderland. Do you mind if I have a look at the database myself? Can't let you touch it. You can look over my shoulder. Come down to the office. The manager's office is just across the courtyard and down the hall. It only takes you a moment to walk there, and nothing untoward happens. Mr. Moretti settles heavily into his computer chair and calls up a spreadsheet of some kind. You nod in confirmation of your uncle's name, and he types it in. James Sunderland appears nowhere in the list of tenants, past or present. There are in fact no Sunderlands at all. It shouldn't be possible. After all, you have the embossed keyring. Even if the key itself is missing, you can prove a Sunderland must have stayed here in room 208 at some point. You are tired of this bullshit. You're just going to have to show Moretti the tag. You can lie about how you found it. You pull open your coat and search its army surplus pockets for the tag. As you are going through them, you are startled by a loud noise. You look up just in time to see someone tear past the door at a dead run. Evelyn? Sputtering a quick apology, you dash out the room after Evelyn. You are worried that you had seen the last of him after you saw him in the mirror. You absolutely have to ask him about that. How did he get in the mirror? Did he see you? But first, you have to catch him. The man is running like he's got the devil behind him. As far as you can tell, you're the only one giving chase. You shout for him to stop, but he doesn't, and you follow him out of the building and onto the street. Already starting to feel winded as you run after him, you have the urge to just stop and let him go. It's obvious he's safe now, and you are getting really tired. However, as you are ready to throw in the towel, you see him duck inside a building. A church. Provided Evelyn doesn't just run out of a hypothetical back door, you have him cornered. To celebrate this, you stop and take a few deep breaths at the door. This is one of those times where being a smoker really sucks. The church is called St. Stella. It's probably Catholic. Despite your faith, you haven't been to church for a while. The thought of going in makes you slightly apprehensive. But according to the sign, Saturday Mass isn't until later. It would be stupid to turn back here and waste all the effort you expended running after Evelyn. You take a breath, make a sign of the cross, and step through the open doors. Catholic churches tend to be rather elegantly appointed, and St. Stella does not disappoint. The carpet is a lush emerald, and above the brass coat hooks are the Station of the Cross, embossed in silver. You don't see Evelyn immediately, but there is a woman. She has her back turned to you, standing, almost hiding, in the corner between the door and the wall. Maybe you're paranoid, but you don't like the fact you can't see her face. Your immediate instinct is to reach for a pipe in case she's a monster. But sadly, that disappeared with most of the rest of the stuff you picked up in the hotel. You'll just have to improvise with caution and hope for the best. You clear your throat, but she doesn't seem to hear. You announce yourself verbally. The woman whirls around at the sound of your voice and begins to babble at you.
Oh, you found me. Can we, hi. I didn't know that you were playing hide and seek too. It's okay if you do, if he doesn't mind.
Well, I'm not playing hide and seek, actually, but I am looking for someone. Did you see a man run by here just now? Just as she's on the verge of actually spitting out an answer, a man steps up from the other room, seeming to appear from nowhere. Please forgive Sister Edith. God has blessed her with a simple innocence, so her ways can seem strange to us sinners. Did you say you were looking for someone? Two people, actually. Did you see a dark-haired man run through here just a moment ago? No, I can't say that I did. It's possible I missed them. However, you're welcome to look around. Who is the other person you're looking for? You pull out the wedding photo again and hand it to the priest, watching specifically for any kind of weird reaction this time. But if the father sees anything strange about it, he has a good poker face. My uncle, James Sunderland. Here's a picture of him. Does he maybe attend Mass here? Is this your uncle? Actually, it does seem somewhat familiar. May I ask what brings you here looking for him? It's been a couple of years since I've seen him. He called me, but the connection was bad. I couldn't hear the address. Ah, yes, I see. We do have some problems with static and reception here in Silent Hill. My name's Father Carmichael, by the way. Pleased to meet you, Father. I'm Vanessa Sunderland. May I ask where you think you saw my uncle? I can't quite place him, but my guess would be here in our father's very house. If he has attended here, his name and information will be in the records. Normally we keep our parishioners' records in the strictest confidence, but you are a family, and I feel as though God has sent you here in an hour of need. Hour of need, hour need, hour of darkness. Sister Edith, please calm yourself. Evelyn is only a secondary concern. You'll look for him after you find out what you can about your uncle. You're not about to waste the uncommonly good luck that led you here. You thank the priest and follow him through the chapel. Colored light filters through the huge panels of stained glass. It reminds you of Sundays in your childhood, instills you with a warm, safe feeling. Father Carmichael leads you to the door to the left of the podium at the front of the chapel. The staircase is only barely lit, and you don't see a handrail. Typical of most churches you've been in, built before the Vatican II. You muse that perhaps the architects could have kept their mind on earthly practicality more than divine beauty. A proper gentleman, at least, Carmichael motions for you to head downstairs. You step into the dim hall and start to descend, but almost immediately you feel a shock, a push, and lose your footing. You scrabble for a handhold, but find none. Your thoughts reel along with your body as you go tumbling, screaming down into the darkness. Miss Sunderland? Oh, dear God! It is pitch dark. Your body aches, and your head feels like it's about to split in two. You have no idea where you are. The floor is hard and cold, like stone. You can hear nothing.